Hello, my name is Roberto Fiorentino, Chief Executive Officer of Croma Security Solutions, and I would like to talk you through a high-level overview of how Martyn's Law represents a significant change in how organizations responsible for publicly accessible spaces need to think about security and preparedness. The law follows the Manchester Arena attack in 2017, where it became clear that the protocol for planning and responding to terror attacks was not consistently defined. The legislation, which received Royal Assent in April 25, introduces a legal duty to consider and prepare for terrorist threats in a structured, proportionate way. For most organizations, the real challenge is not understanding the intent of the law, but working out how to apply it within environments that already have established fire safety systems, security measures, and operational constraints. Every site is different, and those differences matter when assessing risk and designing an appropriate response. Martyn's Law is built around a risk-based framework. It requires organizations to assess their own environment and implement measures that are proportionate to the level of risk. The law is designed to sit alongside existing fire safety and building regulations, meaning those responsibilities remain in place and must continue to be met. There are two tiers within the legislation. The standard tier applies to premises with a capacity between 200 and 799 people, focusing on awareness and proportionate preparedness. The enhanced tier applies to larger or higher risk sites where a responsible person must be appointed, a protection plan developed, and measures documented and registered with the Security Industry Authority. Across both tiers, the expectation is consistent. Organizations must be able to demonstrate that appropriate measures are in place and that they are capable of responding to a credible threat. A key consideration within this is how different risks interact. Fire requires immediate evacuation, while a hostile threat may require containment, delay, or lockdown. Both scenarios need to be accounted for within the same environment, and both must function without undermining each other. This is where system design becomes critical. Security measures must not interfere with escape routes. Evacuation strategies must remain clear, immediate, and usable under stress, low visibility, or power failure. When systems are not aligned properly, complexity increases and overall safety can be reduced rather than improved. Dynamic lockdown is one example of how these requirements can work together when correctly implemented. It allows movement within a building to be restricted in response to a threat while maintaining safe egress routes for occupants. Used properly, it can slow or redirect hostile activity, protect populated areas, and create valuable time for response without compromising evacuation. Standards such as EN 179, EN 1125, and EN 13637 provide further structure around how doors and escape mechanisms must behave in emergency conditions, ensuring that exit routes remain intuitive and accessible without prior knowledge or technical steps. At Croma, the focus is on helping organizations bring these elements together in a way that works in practice. That means understanding existing security and life safety systems, identifying where adjustments are needed, and designing solutions that maintain compliance while remaining operationally realistic. The aim is to support organizations in meeting the requirements of Martyn's Law without disrupting the systems they already rely on. The outcome is a joined-up approach to safety and security, where risk is managed across fire security and operational needs in a coordinated way. Martyn's Law sets the framework, and with the right approach, it becomes an opportunity to strengthen resilience rather than introduce uncertainty.